Well, we're here at the second largest state park in the state of Michigan, Tahquamenon Falls State Park. Hey everyone, Scott here. We're live here at the state park, Tahquamenon Falls, and it's an overcast afternoon. Actually, the sun was coming out earlier, but the clouds are starting to move in a little bit as we actually have a cold front coming through, I think, tomorrow. And actually, I think rain's supposed to even come through tonight. But we're here at the state park. We're going to be checking out the Tahquamenon Falls. Tahquamenon Falls is actually the largest waterfall, is the largest waterfall in the state of Michigan, and I think probably the third largest east of the Mississippi River. And that's actually there's actually two sets of falls along the Tahquamenon River. There's the upper falls and the lower falls. We're going to be going to the lower falls first, which actually is smaller, but just as impressive. But yeah, we got a beautiful trail in here. And we got about a few tenths of a mile to get over to the falls, well, the lower falls. And then at the end of the video, I'll be going over to the upper falls, which is the upper falls is basically what everybody photographs and takes pictures of. But at the same time, we have to give the lower falls some love too. And right there's the welcome center and also the restrooms. But I don't need to use the restroom, so let's keep going. And we made it to the Tahquamenon River. See over here, got the river. And over there's actually it branches up right there. That's actually an island right there, and we got half of the lower falls over there. It's pretty cool. And there's actually a half-mile hiking trail on that island, which is only accessible by boat. And then, yeah, as you can tell over there, we have the other part of the lower falls over there. Actually, we'll be able to get a very close sight of it as the trail goes along the southern or the northern part of the river. But the Tahquamenon River actually eventually empties out over into Whitefish Bay about 14 miles to the east of here. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna start on the trail, and then right over there, that's actually access to the boat rentals. However, at this time of the year, the boat rentals are closed. Yeah, you can actually see the boats parked over there for the winter. But yeah, it's like, yeah, with the boat rentals, that's how you can legally get on that island over there and take a look at all 5 of the lower falls. Yep, that's right. There's a total of 5 lower falls right here that make up the Tahquamenon Falls. So we'll be going on this trail for about a few tenths of a mile till we get to some of the viewing areas. Well, even closer than even this spot, obviously. And then eventually we'll head over to the upper falls, which is one 50-foot waterfall. Oh, here's the side of the other one of the other falls for the lower falls. Yeah, pretty cool, and we'll be over there shortly. Yeah, it's very, very beautiful back in here. See all the pine trees and even some of the broadleaf trees with all the colors that they're turning as the leaves are starting to fall. But despite how tranquil it is back here, you can hear the loud yells of the falls over there. But yeah, how nice and cool it is, and how far away we are from civilization, you can definitely breathe in the very fresh air. But yeah, this trail actually, well, takes us over to a close look at a couple of the lower falls, and then the trail goes for another 4 miles over to the upper falls. However, what I'll probably do though is I'll probably get back in the car, and because there's a parking area near the upper falls, I'll probably just drive over there and then finish off the video at the upper falls. As the state park is the second largest in the state of Michigan, the upper and lower falls are not the only parts of the park. There's tens and tens of miles of hiking trails back in here. So we can check out the different wildlife too. You can even see some beaver in here too. The cries of the waterfalls is getting louder. We're almost there to the first one. This is pretty cool. Actually got a little small stream coming through here, heading over to the Tahquamenon River. And yeah, we got some smaller trails too that go deep into the woods. But yeah, this is actually the main trail, as it's actually, well, I could say paved, but technically it's wooden because it's a long boardwalk. But should be just about to the falls any moment. And we made it to the lower falls, and I gotta be careful so I don't get too much water droplets in my camera lens, so maybe I'll stand over here. But yeah, this is amazing. But yeah, if you can see the beauty of the Tahquamenon River as it goes down the lower falls. Gotta say, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, quite a bit of people are enjoying the falls too. And actually, the mist is going that way. I might be able to get a closer look now. But yeah, look how fast the water is flowing right here. Got a little small fall right there. And that's actually where we started earlier. Got another waterfall over there. Let's head over toward the island. And then there's the waterfall we saw just in the previous segment. But pretty cool. I'm gonna go along that trail really quick. I'm gonna see if I can get a closer look at that waterfall over there. But yeah, here's a side view of the one waterfall. Actually, a little tiny one right there too. But yeah, this is part of the river trail, and as you can see by that sign, you can actually walk to the upper falls, which is the main 50-foot waterfall. It's about a 4-mile hike from here. But yeah, I'll probably turn around in a few moments though, and I'm gonna actually drive to the other parking lot, which is also a few miles further southwest on M123, and we'll take a look at the upper falls. Oh yeah, here's another little viewing platform of these falls. I don't even see anybody over here, so we'll get this viewing platform to ourselves here. Yeah, take a look right here. These are really, really cool. Gotta say, this is amazing. I don't even know why a lot of people don't come to the lower falls. They just go right to the upper falls, because the lower falls are really impressive. You can see some of the dogs going for a little hike as well. But yeah, one more viewing area before we make our way back and get ready to head over to the upper falls. And there's actually a that's not really a waterfall over there, but we got some rapids over here too. But yeah, this is fast moving water. And before you say this is prime conditions for whitewater rafting, you better think again, because we got a bunch of waterfalls over that way. But yeah, the lower falls, the lower Tahquamenon Falls, this is really impressive. This is my first time coming here. I've been to the upper falls before, but not the lower ones. I'm so glad I made the trip over here. This is really cool. All right, coming in next, I'm gonna get back in the car, and I'm gonna head over to the upper falls. Only a few miles that way. All right, so let's turn around. All right, a 4-mile car drive later, or perhaps a 4-mile hike later, we made it to the upper falls. Well, at least the parking area. But yeah, look at all the fall color right over there. And then right there, that's the Camp 33 Tahquamenon Falls Brewery and Pub. That's actually, it's like when enjoying the views of the Tahquamenon Falls, you can actually come here and get some beer. Well, we'll head this way, and we're going to head over to the falls viewing area. This will take us to the upper Tahquamenon Falls, which is actually the largest of the falls along the Tahquamenon River. And when people think of Tahquamenon Falls, or they see it in pictures, the upper falls is what everybody pretty much pictures, as it is the largest waterfall. It's, when we get there, it's gonna be, it's 50 feet high and about 200 feet across. Okay, now we're starting on the foot trail. This goes about a quarter of a mile to all the different viewing areas for the falls, with some viewing areas downstream, and then there's also one that's literally right at it. So yeah, what we'll do is, after this nice little hike that we'll do, seeing all the great fall color along in here, we'll first go a little bit downstream to where you can view the falls from afar, and then we'll finish off the video up close and personal with the upper Tahquamenon Falls. But yeah, just gotta love the fall color in here. It's very beautiful. Yeah, I've only been up to the UP so far today for about a couple hours, and it's been pretty nice so far. Well, although technically I was last in the UP 3 years ago, but don't get to come up here too often. American Beach. Well, here's where that trail from the lower falls actually comes out to. And we're actually about 116 steps above the Tahquamenon River. So we got a little bit of a ways to go down, but shouldn't be too bad. I've done Niagara Springs over near Oscoda, Michigan, the northern part of the Lower Peninsula, and that's around 300 steps. But yeah, from here we'll get a great view from near the river level of the upper Tahquamenon Falls. So anyway, I'll see you at the bottom. But yeah, take a look at these rock formations. It's really cool. Yeah, even right here, yeah, take a look. Really cool. I'm looking straight up right now. It's pretty awesome, and we haven't even gotten to the falls yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the upper Tahquamenon Falls. Here is the main upper falls. This is the main part of Tahquamenon Falls. Pretty much what you see in all the pictures and all the different brochures about not just Tahquamenon Falls and its state park, but also even the tourism in the state of Michigan. But yeah, this is a beautiful waterfall. I've actually never seen it from this angle before. The reason why I say that is actually in the state park, the viewing area is along this side of the north side of the Tahquamenon River. There's actually another viewing area on the south side over there. Somewhere in the woods over there. There's accessible from M28 between M123 and Newberry. There's also a train and boat tour, which the boat goes along the Tahquamenon River further upstream, and then it actually takes you onto a trail where you can actually view the falls from over there. And yeah, from there you can see a beautiful view of the falls from the other side of the river. But in this video, we'll view it from the state park side. But yeah, this is really beautiful. But yeah, here we go. We have an even closer look at the falls. It even sounds a little louder too because we're a little bit closer to it. Isn't nature beautiful? And then yeah, that's where we'll end today's video, all the way up there. And then yeah, by that boat and train tour, you can actually get views from over there. All right, let's head back up. And we made back up to the top, and now we can look at the waterfall from all the way up here. And here it is again, and yeah, you can see the other viewing area from over there. See the river. That's really cool. But yeah, the upper Tahquamenon Falls. Oh, actually we got another viewing platform over here too. The upper Tahquamenon Falls is as I said at the beginning of the video, the third largest waterfall east of the Mississippi River in the United States. Because the two largest are actually in the state of New York, which includes Niagara Falls. This is the largest waterfall in the state of Michigan. Yeah, another great view from up here. You can really hear it here. Hear it here. And then yeah, there's the other viewing area for if you take the train and boat cruise. All right, so before we close out this video here at Tahquamenon Falls State Park, we're going to check out one last viewing area from right on top of the upper falls. But yeah, a little fun fact: due to the tannic acid in the Tahquamenon River, that's why you see is my nose running? Sorry about that. That's why you can actually see some brownish color in the waterfall. All right, better keep an eye on the trail here.
I go to Family Fitness.
Gotta love the fall color in here. So this is where we're going to finish the video, and you can also take some more hiking trails over that way too. And over by the lower falls, there's actually different campsites where you can actually camp. Another 94 steps down, so definitely gonna get my workout in today. Here we go. Whee! No, I won't do that. Sorry. And we've made it down to exactly where the waterfall is. It's a little misty here too, so I'm gonna have to clean up my lens a little bit. In fact, the rest of the video there might be some water droplets on the camera, so yeah, I do apologize for that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Back in the 1883, the Tahquamenon River Improvement Company completed the removal of 16,000 cubic yards of sandstone, including a small waterfall from the bed of the river. But yeah, a lot of people used to work upstream on the river back in the day. And then yeah, here's the top of the waterfall right here. That's pretty awesome. But Tahquamenon Falls State Park has a lot to offer from both the upper falls and the lower falls. Hopefully I'm not talking too close to the camera. And also a lot of great hiking trails and even some camping areas. So yeah, quite awesome, isn't it? Alright, but anyway, thank you for watching today's video here at Tahquamenon Falls State Park, and this is Scott signing out.